Shockwaves from the earthquake in Italy are being felt around the world, also here in Naples, where we have a lot of ties to Italy. Julie Glenn, in fact, our wine correspondent, has lived in Italy and knows the region very well.
Yeah, in fact, when I was over there earning my master's degree, one of our trips was to go down into Amatrice, which is the town that was worst hit, from what I'm understanding in the news reports so far, by this particular earthquake.
And what can you tell us about this area? Obviously, it's known for wine to some degree.
It is. It's known for small scale and very hyper local food products and some things that are not mass produced, teeny lentils that are harvested by hand. So it's very agricultural, and it always kind of has been.
Yeah, I was getting the sense that it's away from the urban areas. So what are these very old buildings? Do you think they're very strong or able to sustain a better than 6.0 earthquake?
Well, the last time I was in Amatrice was in 2006. And when we were driving through there, it kind of felt like the way when you drive through a town, kind of a rural town, kind of a tourist attraction that hasn't been updated since like 1970 something. So it kind of looked like it may have had a little boom there and then just kind of fell off. And that's kind of what happened in that area. And all of Abruzzo, they had really great, they were making some great economic strides in the early 2000s. And then in 2010, they had that earthquake in L'Aquila, which is another area kind of near the Parco di Gran Sasso, which is where Amatrice is at a crossroads.
So this isn't completely unheard of for them to have some kind of activity in the area?
It's not unheard of, but this serious and this severe is kind of a weird deal. I mean, nobody really ever expects that or anticipates it or wants it to happen, obviously.
Do they have a lot of old buildings, though, or some of the homes? I know in Europe, a lot of these are very old.
Oh, they're medieval, yeah. And some of these towns, and the other problem that they face over there is these towns are kind of scattered along, it's kind of a transhumance is what it's called there, where they used to take the sheep from the north and walk them down to the south. So they have these little tiny, small little populations that have popped up in different areas. And most of the things that were built there were medieval. I mean, they're still standing. They're still using and functioning.
That's what I was kind of thinking. So do you think, is it very going to be hard to access services and help that they need after this, do you think?
Well, that's the problem because in Abruzzo, the population is pretty much equally distributed throughout the area. So there isn't a giant population hub. I mean, there's a lot more along the beach, of course, because everybody loves that area. But when you get into the mountains, it's very, scattered. So you don't have a big city or a big, huge response team that can get there. And getting to all these little different places that are going to have different levels of damage is going to be tough for them to find. And they don't have a whole lot of resources either because, as I was saying before, they are kind of economically a little strapped ever since that last earthquake. But they were coming back and they were getting better. But then it's just one hit after another,
Now, do you know anybody that's currently over in that region, or have you made any contact? I know that your husband has family in Italy as well.
They're 5 hours to the south, so they're way down in Calabria. But I have a friend who has a winery in the Marche, in the southern part of the Marche, which is kind of close to there. I think it's about an hour and a half for him if he wanted to drive there. He said he's in a seismically safe area. He's not that close to the mountains, but if you're closer into that mountain range, there's like a little range that goes right along the back of the calf there. And that's where it's a little bit more dangerous.
Now, I'm hearing that the area may have a lot more people right now because this might be part of the tourist season for them.
Yeah, and this is the time, well, it's Ferragosto. So this is when everybody in Italy kind of goes on vacation and a lot of the shops are closed. It's not a great time for us to go over there because there's nowhere to go. But a lot of people close up during the hottest weeks of August. And it is really called Ferragosto, and everybody kind of goes to the mountains because it's cooler, just like we like to go to the mountains when it's cooler. It's really beautiful, fresh air. Flowers are in bloom. You know how the mountains are, like in Colorado and stuff. So it's
beautiful timing, but maybe bad timing, especially for something like this.
Very bad timing. And Amatrice kind of depends a lot on tourism because people do culinary tourism there too. So people want to go and learn about the local food products and things like that. So,
as we saw what happened in Germany and even in Nice, France, when vacationers or tourists are unfamiliar with the area, when something happens, it can really be detrimental because they don't have ways to get out, to contact people, maybe places to stay.
Well, the best thing for the one thing that's kind of counter to that is the people in that area are some of the nicest people in Italy. They are the most helpful people. Every region has its own little peculiarities. That area is known for having nice, strong people. So there's strong people that will work through and they will work to help each other. They will extend a helping hand, and they're just very nice people. Even way back in the Middle Ages, there was a philosopher, I think, that went through and he called them Forte Gentile, which is strong and gentle people, and they are just really the nicest. I mean,
Well,
you
they're gonna
pull
need it
over,
now.
that's where you ask for directions. And there's some places you don't want to ask for directions in any place, but that region is just known for its hospitality.
Well, keep us posted if you find out anything else, and hopefully everyone will be there supporting them, and they are going to be those kind and strong people
They're
that,
good
that you
people.
mentioned.
They're very caring. They're really, that region, I'm just sad to see something like this happen there because they try so hard and they work so hard and they're just such nice people. I don't want it to happen anywhere, but I mean, that particular region, it was always one of my favorites. I've been to every region in Italy and I always loved the people of Abruzzo.
Well, thank you very much, Julie Glenn.